Welcome to the Lippert Technical Institute Show. My name is Mark.
And I'm Jason.
And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about everything you need to know to be road ready in 2026.
That's right, we're going to be talking about safety and preparedness. So whether you're new to RVing or just getting back in the mindset, we've got you covered.
Come on, let's go. Welcome to the Lippert Technical Institute Show, where we're about to talk some tire safety in our slightly modified Freedom Express.
Slightly might be an understatement. Tires on your RV, they're the only part of your RV that actually comes in contact with the ground. It grips the road and it keeps you safe, keeps you from sliding around. The most important thing to remember about your tires is that they will lose pressure over time. Even the best tires, most of them, lose pressure over the winter. They'll lose a couple pounds every couple of months. So it is very important when you're getting out on the road first time in the spring, check your air pressure in your tires. I have a wireless tire gauge. The easiest way is to just unscrew the valve stem cap and check the pressure. It's at 48 pounds. Now, on the tire, it will say a maximum pressure rating on every tire. This tire is rated for 50 PSI. So you can run that tire all the way up to 50 PSI safely according to the tire. Now you do want to check with your manufacturer and make sure that they're not specifying something different, but for this tire specifically, it can be at 50 PSI. We're at 48.5, that's pretty good. Tires over time will lose pressure while they're sitting. Now we want them to be as high as we can get within the workable range of the tire. We need to have up to 50 PSI in this tire. If we have much lower than that, it will gain heat as the tires roll down the road. Tires flex, rubber bends, it's all friction, makes heat. Heat is what causes blowouts. Rubber will fatigue, tires will split, and then it's a bad day. So we want to have the most pressure we can have in the tire while being safely within its limits. On this clever display here, we show multiple different types of tire wear. Tire wear on the inside, tire wear on the edge, cupped tire wear on the outer edge, etc. And what can happen when you have low tire pressure is this one right here, where the tire is not pushing down on the center of the tread, it's caving in because there's not enough pressure to hold that tread against the ground. So it runs all of the tread off of the side, leaves it in the middle. This is a key indicator of low tire pressure. If you're seeing this, you need to raise those pressures up. The other extremely important thing to keep in mind when it comes to tires is age. Now, you would think if the tread's still there, they're not worn down, then they're fine. That may not be the case. Tires have about a 7-year lifespan of when they are acceptable to use. And if they exceed that, that rubber can degrade significantly, become dry, cracked, even on the inside of the tire where it's not visible. And that can cause blowouts, flat tires, all sorts of other problems. So this tire is a perfect example of what not to do. We would definitely need to replace this tire before it gets on the road. Now, there's a date code on every tire. This can be kind of hard to read. It's a small number, and this one's upside down. Can you flip that over for me? Thanks. So the date code here is going to be after the letters DOT. There might be some other information in between, but it's going to be the 4-digit code at the end of that line. Now, this one is 5111. The first 2 numbers of this are the week of the year that it was produced, so 51. There's 52 weeks in the year, so that'd be the second to last week of the year in December. The last 2 numbers are 11, so it was made in 2011. So this tire was made in December of 2011. So this tire is extremely past the usable age range, and that shows because if you can see on the sidewall, there's cracks. This tire feels more hard than the other one back here, which is in better condition. Now, if this tire was to go down the road, get a little heat in it, these cracks could expand, sidewall blows out, and you're going to have an extremely bad day. So this tire would need to be replaced before it sees the road.
Talk about pressure. Yeah, what Jason was saying about tires is one of the most important safety aspects for you to keep in mind when it comes to getting road ready in 2026. But what I will say is one of the most valuable things you can do for yourself is just make sure that we have all of the voltage right when it comes time to operate our things. So I recommend at the beginning of the season or before each trip, we're actually going to check your battery to make sure that it's at the right voltage, because if it's not, we might have some issues with things like slide outs or levelings, awnings. It's very easy to do, and we're going to take you through the battery theory right now. Man, what is that beeping?
It was a smoke detector.
We're definitely going to talk a little smoke detectors, but before we do, one of the things you are going to absolutely want to keep in mind when it comes to your Getting Road Ready adventure 2026 is the health of none other than your house battery. Now, I think that this is one of the single most important parts of any owner maintenance, and if we don't have a healthy battery, then there's a high likelihood a lot of the systems you're going to be relying on, like slides, leveling, awnings, and the like, might not function the way we want. We definitely don't want to do that. So batteries will lose their charge over time, and this process is especially hastened in times of cold weather. So if you've been storing your RV outside or in a cold environment and the battery is still on it and not on a maintainer, expect that it's probably going to need a little bit more TLC before you would be considered road ready. Now, to measure that is really simple. I recommend you just get a normal multimeter, and what we're going to do is put our multimeter onto DC volts. All batteries are measured in direct current voltage, and you're going to want to make sure that yours is healthy by taking a reading. So as we look at mine here, I'm just going to take my probes, put them on the power and ground, and we should be able to see just how healthy this battery is. Now, most lead acid batteries might have a smaller charge than, let's say, an AGM battery or a lithium ion battery, but you should be looking in the lowest case for about 12.6 as it pertains to lead acid. So now that we have our number, we are ready to go. A couple things that are important for you to keep in mind though, if you are connected to, let's say, shore power, if you're connected to a battery charger or a generator or solar panel, then this reading is going to be inflated and it's not going to be entirely accurate. So when you are measuring it, make sure that we're not connected to any sources. We're going to burn off the surface charge by maybe running an awning or a slide, something that is going to take that number off. And if you find your battery is lowly charged, we're going to want to attack that head on and make sure that it's healthy for when you go on your adventure. I'm talking to you, Brian.
Come on, Brian. Brian, get it right. Do you even have a battery? Does it look familiar? Do you have one? Positive? Negative? It's battery. Get one. Get it right. I'm just going to go put this back.
Thanks, Jason. Let's talk a little smoke alarms now, if we might. Now, you heard the beeping, and historically, beeping means that we have a low battery. And part of being road ready also means being safety ready by making sure that not only are the batteries inside of your unit charged as well, that we also have smoke detectors that have not passed their point of expiration. You will find two different types of smoke detectors in any of the units. We have what is known as a photoelectric smoke detector, and this is going to detect smoke using a beam of light inside the unit, and when that light is interrupted, the smoke detector goes off. The other type of smoke detector is what's known as an ionization smoke detector. And the way it works is there's actually a small amount of nuclear material inside of this that is ionizing the air in a small chamber. When the smoke, the particulates from it interrupt that, the smoke detector will go off. Now, there's a couple things you can do to test your smoke alarm. You'll notice that there's a button on the front of these, and this is one way to do it, but it doesn't exactly explain whether or not those light beams or that ionization is being interrupted by the particulates of the smoke. What you're going to do instead, more accurately, is actually buy a can of smoke. Here we can see my can of smoke, and the idea is that we are just going to spray it in small amounts, is not to cover any of the components inside of this with any sort of debris that could give false readings in the future. We're going to spray a little inside the unit, and we're just going to make sure it works. It's that easy. You can pick this up on any of the major websites or just by Googling can of smoke. This is going to be the most accurate way to test yours. As far as the expiration of a unit goes, some are going to be rated for 5 years and some are going to be rated for 10. You'll notice that on the back side of your label, you'll see what yours is rated for, and you can appropriately discard it once that expiration date is passed. This one is rated for 10 years, and I have a manufacture date of 2018, meaning I still have about 2 years of reliable safety left.
All right, the battery's charged. Let's load up and go.
All right, I guess you can have this back.
Thank you.
Coming up, we're going to talk about something that every RV owner needs to know, but nobody seems to be talking about. So stay tuned. You'll see what's coming up next.
At the Lippert Technical Institute, we believe knowledge is the key to confidence, safety, and success. Whether you're a service technician or an RV owner, we're here to help you enhance your skills and deepen your product knowledge. Our mission is simple: to provide comprehensive, high-quality technical resources for anyone who needs them. Through in-person and online courses, we empower you to master your craft and tackle any challenge. At our state-of-the-art training facility, we offer over 60 specialized courses on RV products. With hands-on experiences, small group settings, and access to over 200 training aids, you'll gain the personalized attention and expertise you need. By the end of your training, you'll confidently identify parts, understand how they work, troubleshoot like a pro, and handle preventative maintenance with ease. It's more than training, it's a pathway to becoming an industry leader. With both in-person and online options, learning at the Lippert Technical Institute fits your schedule, your goals, and your lifestyle. Visit support.lci1.com to explore our event calendar and discover upcoming training opportunities. At the Lippert Technical Institute, we're here to ensure you're equipped, empowered, and ready to succeed. Lippert Technical Institute, where knowledge meets confidence.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Let's turn the page and talk a little overloading, because nothing says memorable vacation like the sound of your suspension screaming for mercy as you pull out of the driveway. One of the big terms you'll need to know is the GVWR, which is the gross vehicle weight rating. That's your RV's do not exceed or bad things will happen number, and the max safe weight when loaded with you, your crew, your gear, full tanks, propane, and maybe even a questionable amount of camping chairs. It's on every certification label inside the door, or maybe it's in your manual. Your starting point is the unloaded vehicle weight. This is also known as the UVW, and it's the factory weight with basics on board, no people, pets, or your collection of essential gadgets, and you are going to subtract this number from the GVWR to get your cargo carrying capacity. The real amount of stuff that you can actually haul without turning your RV into a physics experiment gone wrong. Spoiler, on many rigs, the CCC is actually smaller than you would hope, so it's important to pay attention and know exactly what yours is in order to not overload it. Don't forget the GAWR, which is the gross axle weight rating. The max each axle can take. Load one in too heavy and your RV starts cornering a little rough. If you're towing, keep an eye also on the GCWR, or the gross combined weight rating, for the total for your new tow vehicle plus everything behind it. This would all be what you need to look for in order to not overload. To keep things safe and drama-free, find that certification label and jot down your numbers. Weigh your RV at a truck scale. Empty first and then packed as you plan to travel. Stay under that GVWR and the GAWR, ideally within about 10 to 15%, so you're not flirting with disaster. Spread the weight evenly from front to back and side to side. No everything in the back bedroom surprises. Plus, ditch the duplicates, leave the rarely used things behind, and don't travel with any water in your tanks, as this could be a major stressor to the frame. Any heavy add-ons like extra batteries or a generator, these count towards your cargo carrying capacity right away. Overloading sneaks up on you sometimes with no warning, just like quiet problems, sluggish brakes, sketchy steering, tired tires, and surprise repair bills. Know your limits, weigh often, keep it light, and your trip stays fun. But we all know that someone who likes to pack everything, including the kitchen sink. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Technical Institute Show. This has been your guide to getting road ready in 2026, where we covered things like tire safety, battery health, your smoke alarms, and not to overload your RV.
So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed our video, give us a like, subscribe to the channel, tell us about your adventures down in the comments.
That's right. I'm Mark.
I'm Jason.
So long, everybody.
Bye.